Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's very special episode. My name is Alex, and I'm super excited to be here with you today.
And I'm Mia. Hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be here too. And honestly, I'm a little nervous, but in a good way.
That's perfectly okay, Mia. You know what? That nervousness you're feeling, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Because today's episode is for everyone out there who understands English perfectly well. You can watch movies, you can read books, you can follow conversations, but when it comes time to actually speak, you freeze.
Yes. Oh my goodness, that's exactly me. I can understand almost everything you're saying right now, Alex. I watch English shows all the time, but when someone asks me a question in English, my mind just goes blank. It's like all the words I know suddenly disappear.
And you're not alone, Mia. Millions of English learners around the world face this exact same challenge. It's actually one of the most common problems I hear about as an English coach. People say things like, I've been studying English for years, but I still can't speak. Or I'm so embarrassed because I understand everything, but I can't express myself.
That's me. I've been learning English since I was in school, and I can read English articles, I can understand podcasts like this one, but speaking, that's a different story.
Well, here's the beautiful news, and I want everyone listening to really hear this. If you can understand English, you already have most of what you need to speak it. The gap between understanding and speaking, it's not as big as you think. And today, over the next hour, we're going to close that gap together.
Really? Can we really do that?
Absolutely. And we're going to do it with simple, practical techniques that anyone can use starting today. No complicated theories, no expensive courses, just real, actionable strategies that work.
I love that. So what exactly are we going to cover today?
Great question. First, we're going to talk about why this happens, why you can understand but not speak. We'll explore the psychology behind it and the practical reasons too. Then we're going to learn 3 powerful techniques: shadowing, thinking in English, and speaking practice alone. We'll do exercises together right here in this episode, and by the end, you'll have a complete roadmap to start speaking English confidently.
And I'm going to be trying all of these techniques live right here so everyone can hear what it's really like.
Exactly. You're going to be our brave volunteer, Mia. And listeners, I encourage you to practice along with us. This isn't just a podcast you listen to, it's a podcast you participate in.
I'm ready. I'm nervous, but I'm ready.
That's the perfect attitude. So, let's begin this journey together. Let's fix this problem once and for all.
All right, let's start with the big question. Why can you understand English but not speak it? Mia, when you try to speak English, what happens? What does it feel like?
Oh, wow. Okay, so when someone asks me a question in English, I understand the question perfectly. I know what they're asking. But then when I try to answer, it's like my brain starts translating from my native language to English. And while I'm translating, I'm also worried about making mistakes, about my pronunciation, about whether the grammar is correct. And by the time I've figured out what to say, the moment has passed. The conversation has moved on.
That's such a perfect description, and I think so many listeners can relate to that. There's so much happening in your brain all at once, right? You're translating, you're worrying, you're second-guessing yourself. It's exhausting.
It really is. And then afterwards, I think of the perfect thing I should have said. Like hours later, I'm like, oh, I should have said this. But in the moment, nothing.
Yes, the famous staircase wit, when you think of the perfect response after you've already left the conversation. Now, let me explain what's actually happening in your brain when this occurs, because understanding this is the first step to fixing it.
Okay, I'm listening.
When you're listening to English, reading or watching something, you're using what we call passive language skills. Your brain is receiving information, processing it, and understanding it. This is actually easier because you have time. You can pause a video, reread a sentence, use context clues. Your brain is in receiving mode.
That makes sense. I can always go back and listen again if I don't understand something.
Exactly. But speaking is different. Speaking is an active language skill. When you speak, your brain has to do multiple things simultaneously. Retrieve vocabulary, construct grammar, pronounce words correctly, and do all of this in real time without pausing. It's like the difference between reading music and playing music. Reading music is easier because you can take your time. Playing music requires practice, muscle memory, and instant recall.
Oh, that's a really good analogy. So speaking is like performing, not just understanding.
Precisely. And here's the key insight. These are two different skills that use different parts of your brain. You can be excellent at one and still need practice with the other. It's not that you're bad at English, it's just that you've practiced understanding more than you've practiced speaking.
That actually makes me feel a lot better. I always thought there was something wrong with me, like I wasn't smart enough or talented enough.
No, not at all. And that brings us to the psychological barriers, which are just as important as the practical ones. Mia, do you ever feel afraid when you try to speak English?
Sigh, all the time. I'm afraid people will laugh at me. I'm afraid I'll sound stupid. I'm afraid of making mistakes.
And that fear, that's what we call the fear of judgment. It's one of the biggest barriers to speaking any language. You know what's interesting? Even native English speakers feel this fear when they're learning a new language. It's completely human and completely normal.
Really? So it's not just me?
Not at all. In fact, let me tell you something that might surprise you. When you make a mistake in English, most native speakers don't judge you. They admire you. They think, wow, this person is brave enough to speak a second language. I can only speak one. But we build up this fear in our minds, and that fear becomes a wall.
I never thought about it that way.
Here's another psychological barrier. Perfectionism. Mia, do you expect yourself to speak English perfectly?
Well, yes. I mean, I study all these grammar rules and I want to use them correctly. I don't want to say something wrong.
And that's a noble goal, but it's also holding you back. Think about it this way. When babies learn to speak their native language, do they speak perfectly at first?
No, of course not. They make tons of mistakes.
Exactly. They say things like, I goed to the park, instead of, I went to the park. But do they stop trying because they made a mistake? No. They keep speaking, they keep practicing, and eventually they get better. That's how language learning works. You have to be willing to be imperfect.
But I'm not a baby anymore. People expect me to speak correctly.
Mia, here's a truth I want you to hold on to. Communication is more important than perfection. If you say, yesterday I go to the store, a native speaker will understand you perfectly even though the grammar isn't perfect. You communicated your message. That's what matters.
That's actually really helpful. So I need to let go of being perfect?
Yes, and we're going to work on that mindset together. But first, let's talk about the practical barriers. Besides fear and perfectionism, there are some very practical reasons why speaking is hard.
Like what?
Well, first, most learners don't have enough opportunities to speak. You might study English in a classroom, where the teacher does most of the talking, or you study alone at home. You're reading, listening, doing exercises, but you're not actually speaking out loud.
That's true. I study by myself most of the time, and I never actually practice speaking. I just read and listen.
Right. And speaking is a physical skill. Your mouth, your tongue, your vocal cords, they need practice forming English sounds. If you never practice, those muscles don't develop the memory they need.
So it's like going to the gym?
Exactly like that. If you only read books about exercise but never actually exercise, you won't get stronger. Your speaking muscles need training too.
I never thought my mouth needed to go to the gym.
Right? But it does. And here's another practical issue. Mental translation. You mentioned this earlier. Many learners think in their native language first, then try to translate to English, but that process is slow and exhausting.
So what should I do instead?
You need to learn to think directly in English. And I know that sounds impossible right now, but we're going to practice it later in this episode. It's absolutely achievable with the right techniques.
I'm excited to try that.
Good. Now, there's one more practical barrier: limited active vocabulary. You might know thousands of English words when you read them, but your active vocabulary, the words you can actually use when speaking, might be much smaller.
What's the difference?
Passive vocabulary is words you recognize and understand. Active vocabulary is words you can use spontaneously in conversation. For example, you might understand the word magnificent when you read it, but in conversation, you might just say great because that word comes to you more naturally.
Oh, I see. So I need to convert my passive vocabulary into active vocabulary?
Exactly. And the only way to do that is through practice, speaking practice. The more you use a word out loud, the more it becomes part of your active vocabulary.
Okay, let's pause here for a moment of reflection. Listeners, I want you to think about your own experience. What barriers have you identified in yourself? Is it fear? Is it perfectionism? Is it lack of practice? Take a moment and be honest with yourself. There's no judgment here, just awareness. Whatever barriers you identified, I want you to know something. They are not permanent. They are not walls. They're challenges, and challenges can be overcome. Every fluent English speaker you've ever heard had to overcome these same barriers. Every single one. You are not different. You are not incapable. You are simply at a stage in your journey. And today, we're moving forward together.
That was beautiful, Alex. I actually feel hopeful right now.
Good, because hope is where transformation begins. Now, let's move into the solution. Let's talk about how to change your mindset and start speaking confidently.
All right, we've talked about the problem. Now let's talk about the solution. And it starts here, in your mind. Mia, I want to ask you something. Why do you want to speak English?
Well, I want to communicate with people from other countries. I want to travel and not feel lost. I want to be able to express myself and my ideas. And honestly, I want to feel proud of myself.
Those are beautiful reasons, and I want you to hold on to those reasons because they're going to motivate you through the hard moments. Now, here's the mindset shift that's going to change everything for you. You need to move from "I must be perfect" to "I must be brave."
I must be brave. I like that.
Perfection is the enemy of progress. If you wait until you can speak perfectly, you'll never speak at all. But bravery means speaking even when you're scared. Bravery means making mistakes and learning from them. Bravery means prioritizing communication over perfection.
But what if people judge me for my mistakes?
Here's a powerful reframe. Anyone who judges you for trying to speak a second language is not worth your concern. Kind people, good people, will encourage you. They'll appreciate your effort. And those are the people whose opinions matter.
That's true. I wouldn't judge someone for trying to speak my native language with mistakes. I think they were brave.
Exactly. So extend that same kindness to yourself. Now, let's talk about progress over perfection. Mia, imagine two learners. Learner A studies English for 5 years but rarely speaks because they're afraid of mistakes. Learner B studies English for 1 year but speaks every single day, making tons of mistakes but learning from them. Who do you think will be a better speaker after 5 years?
Learner B, obviously.
Obviously, because language learning isn't about how much you know, it's about how much you practice. You could know every grammar rule in the world, but if you never speak, you'll never be fluent.
So I need to focus on practice, not just study.
Exactly. And here's what progress looks like in real language learning. Today, you might speak a simple sentence with mistakes. Tomorrow, you'll speak the same sentence a little better. Next week, you'll speak more complex sentences. Next month, you'll have entire conversations. It's gradual, but it's consistent. That's progress.
And I shouldn't compare myself to people who are already fluent?
Never. The only person you should compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. Are you a little braver today than yesterday? Did you practice today when you didn't practice yesterday? That's success. All right, let's do something powerful right now. Listeners, I want you to participate in this too. We're going to do some affirmations together. Affirmations are positive statements that help rewire your brain. Mia, I'll say a statement and I want you to repeat it after me with confidence. Ready?
Ready.
I am capable of speaking English.
I am capable of speaking English.
Listeners, say it with us. I am capable of speaking English. Say it out loud right now. Don't be shy. Every time I practice, I improve.
Every time I practice, I improve.
Mistakes are part of learning, not signs of failure.
Mistakes are part of learning, not signs of failure.
I am brave enough to speak even when it's uncomfortable.
I am brave enough to speak even when it's uncomfortable.
My voice matters and I deserve to be heard.
My voice matters and I deserve to be heard.
Beautiful, Mia. How do you feel?
Honestly, I feel a little emotional. In a good way. Like, I actually believe these things.
That's the power of affirmations. When you say positive things about yourself consistently, your brain starts to believe them, and belief changes behavior.
I'm going to write these down and say them every morning.
That's a fantastic idea. Now, let me share a powerful analogy that helps a lot of my students. Learning to speak English is like learning to ride a bicycle. When you first try to ride a bike, you're wobbly. You might fall. You might get scared. But you don't give up, right? You keep trying, and eventually one day, you're riding smoothly. You don't even think about balance anymore. Your body just knows.
And speaking English will become automatic like that?
Yes, with practice. Right now, speaking feels awkward and difficult because you're thinking about every word, every grammar rule. But the more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. Your brain will start forming sentences without conscious effort. Words will flow naturally. That's fluency.
How long does it take?
That depends on how much you practice. If you practice speaking every single day, even just for 10 or 15 minutes, you'll see significant progress within a few months. If you practice occasionally, it'll take longer. Consistency is the key.
Every day for 10 to 15 minutes. I can do that.
Yes, you can. And here's another mindset principle I want you to embrace. Celebrate small wins. When you successfully say a sentence in English, celebrate it. When you have a short conversation, even if it wasn't perfect, celebrate it. When you understand a joke in English, celebrate it. These small wins add up to big confidence.
I usually focus on what I did wrong, not what I did right.
And that's what most people do, but it's destructive. Your brain learns better through positive reinforcement. When you celebrate your wins, you're telling your brain, yes, keep doing that. And your brain responds by doing it more.
So I should be my own cheerleader.
Absolutely. Be your own biggest fan. Nobody else knows how hard you're working or how much courage it takes for you to speak, so give yourself credit. Before we move on to the practical techniques, I want to share one more mindset principle. The power of yet. Mia, instead of saying, I can't speak English, what could you say?
I can't speak English yet?
Perfect. That one word, yet, changes everything. I can't speak English yet means you're acknowledging that you're still learning, but you will get there. It's hopeful. It's growth-oriented.
I like that. I can't speak fluently yet, but I will.
Exactly. And listeners, adopt this language too. Replace I can't with I can't yet. It's a small change with a big impact.
Alex, I have to say, I feel so much better than I did at the beginning of this episode. I feel like I can actually do this.
You absolutely can. And that feeling you have right now, that's confidence building. Hold on to it. Now let's put this mindset into action. Let's learn the practical techniques that will transform your speaking ability. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Let's do this.
All right, let's dive into our first technique, and this one is incredibly powerful. It's called shadowing. Mia, have you heard of shadowing before?
I think so. Is it when you repeat what someone says?
Exactly. Shadowing is when you listen to native English speakers and repeat what they say immediately, like an echo. You're matching their pronunciation, their rhythm, their intonation, everything. It's one of the most effective ways to improve your speaking skills.
Why is it so effective?
Great question. Shadowing trains multiple skills at once. First, it improves your pronunciation because you're mimicking native speakers. Second, it helps you internalize the natural rhythm and melody of English. Third, it builds your confidence because you're actually speaking. And fourth, it helps you think in English because you're not translating, you're just repeating.
That makes sense. So, how do I do it? Like, what's the process?
Here's the step-by-step process. First, find audio of native English speakers. This could be podcasts, YouTube videos, movies, TV shows, audiobooks, anything. Second, play a short section, maybe just one sentence. Third, pause it and repeat exactly what you heard. Try to match the speaker's voice, their speed, their emotion. Fourth, repeat the same sentence multiple times until it feels natural.
Should I read the transcript while I'm doing this, or just listen?
Both methods work, but I recommend starting without reading. Just listen and repeat. This trains your ear and your speaking at the same time. Later, you can check the transcript to see if you got the words right, but don't rely on reading while you're shadowing.
Okay, and how long should I practice shadowing each day?
Start with just 5 to 10 minutes a day. Quality is more important than quantity. Really focus on accuracy and mimicking the native speaker. As you get better, you can increase to 15 or 20 minutes.
Can we try it right now? I'm nervous, but I want to try.
Absolutely. Let's do a live demonstration. Listeners, you should do this along with Mia. I'm going to say a sentence, and then Mia is going to shadow it. Ready, Mia?
Ready. Well, as ready as I'll ever be.
You've got this. Okay, here's the first sentence. Listen carefully. I am learning English, and I am making progress every day.
Pause. I am learning English, and I am making progress every day.
Good. That was a solid first attempt. I noticed you got all the words right, but your rhythm was a little different from mine. Let me say it again, and this time really focus on the rhythm and the stress. Listen. I am learning English, and I am making progress every day.
Oh, I hear the emphasis on certain words.
Exactly. English is a stress-timed language, which means some words are emphasized and others are softer. Try it again. I am learning English, and I am making progress every day.
I am learning English, and I am making progress every day.
Much better. Did you feel the difference?
Yes, it felt more natural, more like how you said it.
Perfect. That's exactly what shadowing does. It helps your mouth and brain learn the natural patterns of English. Let's try another sentence. This time I'll add some emotion. Listen. I believe in myself, and I know I can do this.
I believe in myself, and I know I can do this.
Beautiful. Listeners, did you hear how much more confident Mia sounds already? That's the magic of shadowing. Now, let's break down some pronunciation tips that will help you while you're shadowing.
Oh, good, because I always struggle with pronunciation.
You're not alone. English pronunciation can be tricky because the spelling doesn't always match the sound. But here are some key tips. First, pay attention to word stress. In English, every word with more than one syllable has one stressed syllable. For example, the word important. Where do you think the stress is?
Important? No, wait. Important.
The second one, important. The stress is on the second syllable. If you stress the wrong syllable, native speakers might not understand you even if you pronounce all the sounds correctly.
Wow, I didn't realize stress was that important.
It is. In fact, correct stress is more important than perfect individual sounds. Let's practice a few common words. Repeat after me. Beginning,
Beginning.
develop,
Develop.
understand.
Understand.
Excellent. Now let's talk about intonation. Intonation is the melody of your speech, the way your voice goes up and down. In English, we use rising intonation for yes/no questions and falling intonation for statements and information questions.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Listen to this question. Are you learning English? Voice goes up at the end. Now listen to this statement. I am learning English. Voice falls at the end. Hear the difference?
Yes, the question goes up and the statement goes down.
Exactly. Now you try. Ask me, are you a teacher?
Are you a teacher?
Good. Now make a statement. You are a teacher.
You are a teacher.
Perfect. See, you already understand this naturally because you've been listening to English. Shadowing just helps you reproduce it.
This is actually really helpful. I feel like I'm already improving.
You are. Now, let's talk about connected speech. In natural English, words often blend together. We don't speak word by word like robots. For example, instead of saying want to, native speakers say wanna. Instead of going to, we say gonna.
Oh, I hear that in movies all the time, but I thought it was slang or incorrect English.
No, it's actually completely normal and correct in spoken English. It's called connected speech, and it's how native speakers naturally talk. When you're shadowing, pay attention to these connections. It'll make your English sound much more fluent and natural.
So I should say wanna and gonna instead of the full words?
In casual conversation, yes. In very formal situations, like a job interview or a presentation, you might use the full words. But in everyday speaking, connected speech is totally appropriate and will make you sound more fluent.
I love that. It actually makes English easier.
It does. Now, let's practice some connected speech. Repeat after me. I want to learn English.
I wanna learn English.
I'm gonna practice every day.
I'm gonna practice every day.
I could have done better, but I'm proud of myself.
I could have done better, but I'm proud of myself.
Fantastic! Listeners, you should be shadowing along with Mia. Don't just listen, actively participate. Repeat every sentence we say. That's how you improve.
Alex, can I ask something? When I'm shadowing at home, should I shadow things that are easy or things that are challenging?
Excellent question. Start with content that's slightly below your current level. If it's too difficult, you'll get frustrated. If it's too easy, you won't learn anything new. Find the sweet spot, content where you understand about 80 to 90% of what's being said, but there are still some new words or phrases.
That makes sense. And what should I shadow? Like, what kind of content?
Anything that interests you. If you love cooking, shadow cooking shows. If you love science, shadow science podcasts. If you love movies, shadow your favorite movie scenes. The key is to choose content you enjoy because you'll practice more consistently if you're interested in the material.
Ooh, I love this idea. I watch a lot of travel vlogs. I could shadow those.
Perfect. Travel vlogs are great because the language is usually casual and conversational. That's exactly the kind of English you want to practice. All right, let's do one more shadowing exercise before we move on. This time, I'm going to say a slightly longer, more complex sentence. Don't worry if you don't get it perfect the first time. Just try your best. Here it is. Even though learning a new language is challenging, I'm confident that with consistent practice and a positive attitude, I will achieve my goals.
Even though learning a new language is challenging, I'm confident that with consistent practice and a positive attitude, I will achieve my goals.
Wow, Mia, that was excellent for your first attempt. Let's break it down into smaller chunks and perfect it. First part, even though learning a new language is challenging.
Even though learning a new language is challenging.
Great. Second part, I'm confident that with consistent practice and a positive attitude.
I'm confident that with consistent practice and a positive attitude.
Perfect. Final part, I will achieve my goals.
I will achieve my goals.
Now let's put it all together one more time, full sentence.
Even though learning a new language is challenging, I'm confident that with consistent practice and a positive attitude, I will achieve my goals.
Brilliant. Listeners, did you hear that? Mia just spoke a complex, grammatically perfect English sentence with great pronunciation, and she did it by shadowing.
I actually did, didn't I? I said that whole sentence.
You absolutely did. And this is exactly what happens when you practice. This is what progress feels like. Remember this moment, Mia. Remember how capable you are.
Thank you, Alex. I actually feel really proud right now.
You should be. And listeners, you should feel proud too. If you shadowed along with us, you just completed your first shadowing practice. That's a real accomplishment. Give yourself credit for showing up and trying.
So, to summarize, shadowing means finding native English audio, listening to short sections, and repeating exactly what I hear, matching the pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. And I should do this every day for 5 to 10 minutes.
Perfect summary. And remember, shadowing is about repetition. Don't just shadow something once and move on. Shadow the same sentence or paragraph multiple times until it feels natural and automatic.
Got it. I'm excited to practice this at home.
You should be. Now, let's move on to our second technique, thinking in English. This one is going to blow your mind.
All right, let's talk about one of the most transformative skills in language learning, thinking in English. Mia, right now, when you want to say something in English, what happens in your brain?
Well, I think of what I want to say in my native language first. Then I try to translate it word by word into English. Then I check if the grammar is correct. And then, if I haven't forgotten what I wanted to say, I finally speak. It's exhausting.
That's exactly the problem. Translation is slow, it's mentally draining, and it often leads to awkward English because different languages have different structures. What we need to do is cut out the middleman. We need to help you think directly in English.
But how? I've been thinking in my native language my whole life. How do I just switch to English?
It's a gradual process, but it's absolutely possible. And once you start thinking in English, your speaking will become so much faster and more natural. Let me explain the process. First, you start with simple thoughts. You don't try to think complex philosophical ideas in English right away. You start with basic, everyday thoughts.
Like what?
Like describing what you're doing right now. For example, if you're making coffee, you think, I am making coffee. I am pouring water. The water is hot. I like coffee. Simple, present tense sentences about your immediate experience.
Oh, so like narrating my life.
Exactly. You become the narrator of your own life, but in English. And this does two amazing things. First, it keeps your brain in English mode, so you're not constantly switching between languages. Second, it turns everyday activities into English practice. Every moment becomes a learning opportunity.
That's actually brilliant. So I could do this while I'm cooking, while I'm walking, while I'm getting ready in the morning?
Absolutely. In fact, those routine activities are perfect for this because you already know what you're doing. You're just putting English words to it. Let's practice right now. Mia,
I want you to describe what you're experiencing right now in this moment. What do you see? What do you hear? Describe it in English, out loud.
Okay, I am sitting in a studio. I am talking to Alex. I can see a microphone in front of me. I hear my voice. I feel a little nervous, but also excited.
Perfect. That was excellent, Mia. Natural, clear, and you didn't translate. You just spoke. How did that feel?
It actually felt easier than I thought it would because I wasn't trying to think of something complicated to say. I just described what's happening.
Exactly. And that's the key. When you think in English about your immediate surroundings, you're using vocabulary you already know, and you're practicing in a low-pressure way. No one is judging you. It's just you and your thoughts.
So I should do this every day?
Every day. Multiple times a day if possible. Even just 30 seconds here and there adds up. When you're brushing your teeth, think, I am brushing my teeth. The toothpaste is minty. I brush for 2 minutes. When you're on the bus, think, I am on the bus. There are many people. We are going downtown. It's a sunny day.
I love this. It makes English practice feel less like homework and more like a natural part of my day.
That's exactly the point. Language learning should be integrated into your life, not separate from it. Now, let's talk about the different levels of thinking in English, because you'll progress through stages.
There are different levels?
Yes. Level 1 is what we just practiced, describing your immediate surroundings in simple present tense. I see a cup. The cup is red. I am drinking water. Very basic, very immediate.
Okay, that seems doable.
Level 2 is describing your routine actions in more detail and using different tenses. This morning I woke up at 7. I made breakfast. I had toast and eggs. Later, I will go to the store. I need to buy milk and bread.
So I'm talking about past and future, not just present.
Exactly. You're expanding your mental practice to include different time frames. This strengthens your grammar naturally because you're using it in context.
That makes sense. What's level 3?
Level 3 is expressing opinions and emotions. I feel happy today because the weather is nice. I think this podcast is helpful. I hope I will improve my English soon. I am excited about practicing.
Oh, so it's getting more personal and emotional.
Right. You're moving beyond just describing facts to expressing your inner world. This is where language becomes really powerful because you're communicating your true self.
I like that. What's level 4?
Level 4 is problem solving and decision making in English. Should I take the bus or the train? The bus is cheaper, but the train is faster. I think I'll take the train because I don't want to be late. Yes, that's a good decision.
Wow, so I'm having full conversations with myself?
Exactly. You're thinking through problems, weighing options, making decisions, all in English. This is advanced thinking in English. And when you can do this, speaking with others becomes much easier because your brain is already comfortable operating in English.
This sounds amazing, but also like it might take a long time to get to level 4.
It's a journey, but here's the beautiful thing. You can start at level 1 today and see benefits immediately. And as you practice daily, you'll naturally progress through the levels. You don't need to force it. Just keep describing your world in English, and your brain will gradually become more comfortable.
Okay, can we practice some more? I want to try level 2.
Absolutely. Tell me about your morning today. What did you do? Use past tense.
Okay. This morning I woke up at 6:30. I felt tired, but I got up. I brushed my teeth and I took a shower. After that, I made coffee. I drank my coffee and checked my phone. Then I came to the studio for this podcast.
Mia, that was fantastic. Did you notice you self-corrected? You started to say, I was tired, then changed it to, I felt tired. That's exactly what native speakers do. You're thinking and adjusting in English.
I did. I didn't even realize I was doing it.
That's because your brain is starting to work in English mode. This is huge progress. Now, let's practice level 3. Tell me how you're feeling about learning English. Express some emotions and opinions.
I feel hopeful about learning English. I think this podcast is very helpful. I believe I can improve if I practice every day. Sometimes I feel frustrated when I make mistakes, but I know mistakes are normal. I am proud of myself for trying.
Mia, that was beautiful. And I heard so much authenticity in your voice. You weren't just speaking English, you were expressing your real feelings in English. That's the goal.
Thank you. It felt good to say those things.
And listeners, I hope you're practicing along with Mia. Right now, pause this podcast for a moment and try it yourself. Describe your surroundings in English. Just 30 seconds. Use simple words. Don't worry about being perfect. Just try. How did it feel? Even if it was uncomfortable, you just practiced thinking in English. And that's a victory. Now, let me share some specific strategies to help you think in English more effectively.
Yes, please, because I know I'm going to need help when I'm practicing alone at home.
First strategy, label things in your environment. When you see an object, think its English name. You see a chair, you think chair. You see a window, you think window. This simple practice keeps your brain in English mode throughout the day.
So it's like making flashcards in my mind?
Exactly, but better, because you're associating the word with the actual object, not just a translation. Second strategy, count in English. Instead of counting in your native language, count in English. When you're exercising, when you're waiting, when you're counting money, always use English numbers.
That's actually something I can do right away. I already know English numbers.
Right. Third strategy, use English for your phone and devices. Change your phone's language setting to English. This means every time you use your phone, you're reading English. Your apps, your settings, everything is in English.
Won't that be confusing?
Maybe for the first few days, but you'll adapt quickly. And the benefit is that you're immersing yourself in English, even when you're not actively studying. Fourth strategy, keep an English journal. Every night, write 3 to 5 sentences about your day in English. Don't translate, just write what comes to mind.
Should I worry about grammar when I'm writing in my journal?
No, your journal is just for you. It's practice space. Write freely, make mistakes, experiment. The goal is to express yourself, not to be perfect. Later, if you want, you can go back and correct mistakes, but during the writing, just let it flow.
I really like that. It feels less pressured.
Exactly. Fifth strategy, watch TV shows or movies in English with English subtitles, not subtitles in your native language. This way, you're reading and hearing English simultaneously, and your brain starts connecting written words with spoken words.
I usually use subtitles in my language because I'm afraid I won't understand.
I understand, but using your native language subtitles keeps you in translation mode. With English subtitles, you might miss some things at first, but your brain will adapt. And you can always pause and look up words you don't know.
Okay, I'll try that. It sounds challenging, but good.
It is challenging, but remember, growth happens outside your comfort zone. Now, let's practice one more thinking in English exercise. This time, I want you to solve a simple problem in English. Here's the scenario. You want to improve your English speaking. What are 3 things you can do? Think out loud in English.
Okay, I want to improve my English speaking. What can I do? First, I can practice shadowing every day for 10 minutes. Second, I can think in English when I do daily activities. Third, I can talk to myself in English or find a language partner online. Yes, these are 3 things I can do.
Perfect! You just thought through a problem in English, came up with solutions,
and express them clearly. That's level 4 thinking. You're already doing it.
Really? I didn't realize that was level 4.
It is. You see, you're more capable than you think. Your brain is ready to work in English. It just needs practice and confidence. Now, let me share one final powerful tip for thinking in English. Don't aim for complex vocabulary. Native speakers don't use complicated words in everyday conversation. They use simple, common words and express complex ideas through simple language.
So I shouldn't try to use big, fancy words?
Not unless they come naturally to you. It's better to say, "I'm happy," than to struggle for 5 minutes trying to remember the word delighted. Clear communication beats impressive vocabulary every time.
That's really reassuring. I always thought I needed to sound sophisticated.
No, you need to sound clear and authentic. That's all. Native speakers respect clear communication, not complicated words. In fact, using overly complex vocabulary when it's not necessary can make you seem less natural.
Okay, so simple is better.
Simple is powerful, and simple is natural. All right, let's summarize technique number 2. To think in English, start by describing your immediate surroundings. Narrate your daily activities. Express your opinions and emotions. And eventually, solve problems in English. Practice every day. Use simple words and be patient with yourself. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes.
Got it. I'm going to start today. Actually, I'm going to start right now. I'm thinking in English right now.
Yes, you are. And that's exactly the attitude I want to see. Now, let's move on to our third technique, practicing speaking alone. This is where you really build fluency. All right, we've covered shadowing and thinking in English. Now let's talk about the third essential technique, speaking practice, alone. Mia, when I say practice speaking alone, what comes to mind?
Honestly, talking to myself and feeling a little crazy.
That's exactly what many people think. But here's the truth. Talking to yourself in English is not crazy. It's one of the smartest things you can do to improve your speaking skills. In fact, many successful language learners say that speaking alone is what finally made them fluent.
Really? Why is it so effective?
Several reasons. First, when you speak alone, there's zero pressure. No one is listening, no one is judging, you can make all the mistakes you want. This creates a safe space to experiment and build confidence. Second, you can practice anytime, anywhere. You don't need a conversation partner or a teacher. Third, you can control the pace. You can speak slowly, repeat things, correct yourself, whatever you need.
That makes sense. But what do I talk about when I'm alone? Like, what do I say?
Great question. There are several exercises you can do. Let me share the most effective ones. First is what I call mirror talk. You stand in front of a mirror and have a conversation with yourself. The mirror helps because you can see your facial expressions and mouth movements, which is helpful for pronunciation.
What kind of conversation do I have with myself?
You can do several things. You can introduce yourself as if you're meeting someone new. Hi, my name is Mia. I'm from your country. I'm learning English because I want to travel and communicate with people from around the world. I work as your job. In my free time, I enjoy your hobbies.
So, like practicing an introduction?
Exactly. And you can practice this introduction until it becomes smooth and automatic. Then, when you meet someone new in real life, you'll be ready. You can also use Mirror Talk to practice answering common questions. What do you do? Where are you from? What are your hobbies? What did you do last weekend?
Oh, so I'm preparing for real conversations?
Precisely. You're rehearsing. Actors rehearse their lines before a performance, right? You're doing the same thing. You're rehearsing common conversations so that when they happen in real life, you're confident and prepared.
I love that analogy. Okay, what's another exercise?
Another powerful exercise is voice recording. You record yourself speaking on your phone or computer, then listen back. This is incredibly valuable because you can hear your own mistakes and track your progress over time.
But won't it be uncomfortable to hear my own voice?
Yes, most people feel that way at first. Even native speakers often don't like hearing their own voice. But you get used to it, and the benefits are huge. When you listen back, you can identify which sounds you struggle with, where you hesitate, where your grammar might be off. Then you can work on those specific areas.
What should I record myself saying?
Start with reading a short text out loud. It could be a paragraph from a book, an article, or even a social media post. Read it, record it, listen back, then record it again, trying to improve. Do this several times until you're happy with how you sound.
And I should save these recordings?
Yes, save them with dates. Then, a month later, record yourself reading the same text. When you compare the two recordings, you'll hear how much you've improved. This is incredibly motivating.
Ooh, I like that. It's like taking before and after photos at the gym.
Exactly. You're documenting your progress. Another recording exercise is describing pictures or videos. Find an interesting image or short video clip. Describe what you see in as much detail as possible. Record yourself doing this, then listen back.
So I'd say things like, I see a man walking in the park. He's wearing a blue jacket. There are trees around him. It's a sunny day.
Perfect. And as you get better, you can add more detail and use more advanced vocabulary. I see a middle-aged man strolling leisurely through a lush green park. He's dressed casually in a navy blue jacket. Tall oak trees line the path, and the bright sunshine filters through the leaves.
Ooh, wow. That sounds so much more advanced.
It is, but it's the same scene. You're just using richer vocabulary and more complex sentence structures. That's how you progress. Start simple, then gradually add complexity.
Can we try a recording exercise right now? I want to practice.
Absolutely. Let's do a live demonstration. I'm going to give you a topic, and I want you to speak about it for 1 minute. Don't worry about being perfect. Just speak whatever comes to mind. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Here's your topic. Describe your favorite place to relax. Start whenever you're ready.
My favorite place to relax is my bedroom. It is quiet and comfortable. I have a big bed with soft pillows. Next to my bed, there is a small table with a lamp. I like to read books in my bed before I sleep. The room has a window, and I can see the sky. Sometimes I watch the clouds. When I am in my bedroom, I feel peaceful and safe. It is my sanctuary. Yes, sanctuary.
Mia, that was wonderful. You spoke for about 45 seconds, and you painted a clear picture of your bedroom. I could visualize it. How did it feel?
It felt scary at first, but once I started, the words just came out, and I even used the word sanctuary.
You did, and you used it correctly. That's a great example of how speaking practice helps you access vocabulary you already know but rarely use. Now, let me give you some gentle feedback. You did a lot of things very well. Clear pronunciation, good use of descriptive words, and nice sentence variety. One thing you could work on is reducing filler words like With practice, those will naturally decrease.
How do I reduce them?
2 ways. First, pausing silently is better than saying If you need to think, just pause. Silence is okay in conversation. Second, the more you practice speaking, the less you'll need to search for words, so the filler words naturally disappear.
Okay, so just keep practicing and they'll get better?
Exactly. Now, let's talk about another solo speaking exercise, storytelling. This is one of my favorites. You tell a story about your day, about your past, about a funny experience, anything.
Do I tell it to myself?
Yes, out loud. The act of verbalizing the story helps you practice organizing your thoughts in English and using past tense naturally. For example, last summer, I went to the beach with my friends. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining and the water was so blue. We swam, we played volleyball, and we ate delicious food. I felt so happy that day.
That's a nice story. And by telling stories, I'm practicing past tense naturally.
Exactly. And stories are memorable, so they're easier to talk about than abstract topics. Everyone has stories from their life. Share them, even if it's just with yourself.
What if I run out of things to talk about?
Here's a list of prompts you can use for solo speaking practice. Describe your daily routine. Talk about your family members. Explain your job or studies. Describe your hometown. Talk about your goals for the future. Explain a recipe you know how to cook. Describe a movie or book you enjoyed. Talk about a place you want to visit.
Oh, those are all things I can talk about.
Exactly. You have endless material for practice. The key is to actually do it, to speak out loud regularly. Even just 5 minutes a day makes a huge difference.
Should I practice at a specific time each day?
That's a great idea. Consistency is easier when you have a routine. Maybe you practice 4 or 5 minutes every morning after breakfast or every evening before bed. Find a time that works for you and stick to it.
I think I'll practice in the morning. I want to start my day with English.
Perfect. And here's one more advanced technique. Giving presentations to yourself. Pretend you're giving a presentation on a topic you know well. Stand up, use gestures, speak clearly and confidently. This builds your confidence for real presentations or public speaking.
That sounds intimidating.
It can be at first, but remember, you're alone. No one is watching. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Plus, if you ever need to give a real presentation in English, at work, at school, anywhere, you'll be so much more prepared.
That's true. Okay, I'll try it.
Wonderful! Now, let's talk about tracking your progress. When you practice speaking alone, how do you know if you're improving?
That's a good question. I guess I could record myself, like you said.
Yes, recording is great for tracking. But you can also keep a speaking journal. After each practice session, write a few notes. Today I practiced describing my bedroom. I felt more confident than last time. I used 3 new vocabulary words. This helps you see your progress over time.
And it keeps me motivated?
Exactly. When you look back and see how far you've come, it motivates you to keep going. All right, let's summarize technique number 3. To practice speaking alone, use mirror talk to rehearse conversations, record yourself and listen back, describe pictures and tell stories, and practice regularly at a set time each day. This builds fluency and confidence in a safe, pressure-free environment.
I'm so excited to start doing this. I feel like I have a complete plan now.
You do, and you're going to be amazing. Now, let's put everything together with a real-life conversation simulation. This is where you get to practice speaking in a natural, interactive way.
All right, it's time for the fun part. We're going to simulate a real-life conversation. Mia and I are going to have a short, casual dialogue, and we'll pause after each exchange to explain key vocabulary, pronunciation tips, and useful phrases. Listeners, I want you to repeat after us. This is active practice time.
I'm excited but nervous.
You're going to do great. Let's set the scene. We're at a cafe. I'm ordering coffee, and Mia is the barista. Ready?
Ready.
Good morning. I'd like to order a coffee, please.
Good morning. Sure. What kind of coffee would you like?
Okay, let's stop there and break this down. Listeners, repeat after me. Good morning. I'd like to order a coffee, please. Notice I said I'd like instead of I want. I'd like is more polite and natural in English. Now, Mia's response, sure. What kind of coffee would you like? Repeat after Mia.
Sure, what kind of coffee would you like?
Great. Let's continue the conversation. I'll have a cappuccino, please. Medium size.
Okay, 1 medium cappuccino. Anything else?
Yes. Do you have any pastries?
We do. We have croissants, muffins, and cookies.
I'll take a chocolate croissant, please.
Perfect. That'll be $6, please.
All right, let's break that down. I said, I'll have a cappuccino. Repeat. I'll have a cappuccino. I'll have is a common way to order. Very natural. Mia asked, anything else? This is a polite way to ask if the customer wants more. Repeat after Mia.
Anything else?
Then I asked, do you have any pastries? Repeat. Do you have any pastries? When Mia answered, she said, we do, instead of just, yes. This is more enthusiastic and friendly. Repeat after Mia.
We do.
Then Mia listed the options. We have croissants, muffins, and cookies. Notice the rhythm. Repeat after Mia.
We have croissants, muffins, and cookies.
Finally, Mia said, that'll be $6, please. That'll be is short for that will be. Very common in shops and restaurants. Repeat after Mia.
That'll be $6, please.
Excellent. Let's finish the conversation. Here you go. Keep the change.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks. Perfect little conversation, right? Let's break down this final part. When I said keep the change, that means I'm giving Mia a tip and she doesn't need to give me any money back. Repeat. Keep the change. Mia said, have a great day. This is a super common, friendly way to end interactions in English. Repeat after Mia.
Have a great day.
And I responded, you too, which is short for you have a great day too. Repeat, you too. So, listeners, you just practiced a complete cafe conversation. Let's go through it one more time, but this time I want you to say the customer's lines with me and say the barista's lines with Mia. Ready? Here we go. Full conversation. Good morning. I'd like to order a coffee, please.
Good morning. Sure. What kind of coffee would you like?
I'll have a cappuccino, please. Medium size.
Okay, 1 medium cappuccino. Anything else?
Yes. Do you have any pastries?
We do. We have croissants, muffins, and cookies.
I'll take a chocolate croissant, please.
Perfect. That'll be $6, please.
Here you go. Keep the change.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too? Thanks.
Fantastic! How did that feel, Mia?
It felt really natural, and having it broken down like that helped me understand not just the words, but how to use them in real situations.
That's exactly the goal. When you practice conversations like this, you're preparing for real life. And listeners, you can practice this conversation at home. Replay it, pause it, repeat it. Practice both roles so you're ready whether you're the customer or the barista.
Can we do one more conversation? Maybe something different.
Absolutely. Let's do a quick one. This time, we're asking for directions. I'm a tourist and Mia is a local. Ready?
Ready.
Excuse me, could you help me? I'm looking for the train station.
Of course. The train station is about 10 minutes from here on foot.
Oh, that's not too far. Which direction?
Go straight down this street for 3 blocks, then turn left at the traffic light. You'll see the station on your right.
Straight for 3 blocks, then left at the light. Got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a safe trip.
Perfect. Let's break this down quickly. I started with, "Excuse me, could you help me?" This is a polite way to get someone's attention. Repeat, "Excuse me, could you help me?" Then I said, "I'm looking for the train station." "I'm looking for" is how we ask for locations. Repeat, "I'm looking for the train station." Mia gave directions. "Go straight down this street for 3 blocks, then turn left at the traffic light. You'll see the station on your right." Repeat after Mia.
Go straight down this street for 3 blocks, then turn left at the traffic light.
I confirmed by repeating the directions. Straight for 3 blocks, then left at the light. Got it. This shows I understood. Got it means I understand. Repeat. Got it. And Mia ended with "have a safe trip," which is perfect for someone who's traveling. Repeat after Mia.
Have a safe trip.
Excellent work, everyone. These are real conversations that happen every day in English-speaking countries. The more you practice them, the more confident you'll feel when these situations arise in real life.
I feel like I'm actually learning how to have real conversations, not just study grammar rules.
That's exactly it. Grammar is important, but communication is the goal, and you communicate through real conversations like these. All right, listeners, you've just completed our mini conversation practice. You've learned café ordering vocabulary, asking for directions vocabulary, and natural, polite phrases. Practice these at home, and you'll be ready for real-world English.
This has been so helpful, Alex.
I'm so glad. And now, let's wrap up this episode with some final motivation and action steps. Let's make sure you leave this podcast ready to transform your English-speaking skills.
Well, we've reached the end of our journey together today, but really, this is just the beginning for you. Let's take a moment to recap everything we've covered.
Yes, please. There was so much good information. I want to make sure I remember it all.
Absolutely. First, we talked about why you can understand English but struggle to speak. We learned that understanding and speaking are 2 different skills that use different parts of your brain. Understanding is passive, speaking is active. And we identified the barriers: fear of judgment, perfectionism, lack of practice, mental translation, and limited active vocabulary.
Right, and you helped me realize that these barriers aren't permanent. They're just challenges I can overcome.
Exactly. Then we did a mindset transformation. We shifted from "I must be perfect" to "I must be brave." We learned that progress matters more than perfection, that mistakes are part of learning, and that communication is more important than flawless grammar.
That mindset shift was huge for me. I actually feel like I have permission to make mistakes now.
You do. You absolutely do. Then we learned 3 powerful techniques. Technique number 1, shadowing. Find native English speakers, listen to short sections, and repeat exactly what you hear, matching pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. Practice for 5 to 10 minutes daily.
Shadowing was amazing. I felt like I was actually sounding like a native speaker.
You were, and you'll get even better with practice. Technique number 2, thinking in English. Start by describing your immediate surroundings in simple present tense. Narrate your daily activities. Express opinions and emotions. Eventually, solve problems in English. This cuts out the translation process and makes speaking faster and more natural.
I'm definitely going to practice thinking in English every day. It seems so simple, but so powerful.
It is. And technique number 3, speaking alone practice. Use mirror talk, record yourself, describe pictures, tell stories, and practice regularly. This builds fluency and confidence in a pressure-free environment.
And it means I don't need a conversation partner to practice. I can practice anytime, anywhere.
That's right. You are your own best practice partner. Then we did conversation simulations, so you could see how these skills work in real-life situations.
Those were so helpful. I feel like I actually know what to say now in a cafe or when asking for directions.
You do. And the more you practice those kinds of conversations, the more automatic they become. Now let me give you your action plan for the next 30 days. This is your roadmap to transformation.
Okay, I'm ready. Tell me exactly what to do.
Day 1 through 7, your first week. Every morning, spend 5 minutes doing shadowing practice. Choose one short video or audio clip and shadow it. Every day, multiple times throughout the day, practice thinking in English. Describe what you're doing, what you see, how you feel. And every evening, spend 5 minutes talking to yourself in the mirror. Introduce yourself. Describe your day. Practice common phrases.
So that's 5 minutes of shadowing, thinking in English throughout the day, and 5 minutes of mirror talk. That's totally doable.
It is, and it's only about 10 to 15 minutes of dedicated practice time, but the thinking in English happens all day long. Week 2, days 8 through 14, continue everything from week 1, but add voice recording. Once or twice this week, record yourself speaking for 1 to 2 minutes on any topic. Listen back and notice areas for improvement. Don't judge yourself harshly, just observe.
Okay, so I'm adding recording to my routine.
Yes. Week 3, days 15 through 21, continue shadowing, thinking in English, mirror talk, and recording. Now add storytelling. Tell a story from your life out loud in English. It could be about your childhood, about last weekend, about a funny experience. Tell it like you're talking to a friend.
I like this. Each week, I'm adding something new, but keeping the old practices.
Exactly. You're building a comprehensive practice routine. Week 4, days 22 through 30. Continue all previous practices and now add conversation simulation. Practice ordering at a cafe, asking for directions, having small talk about the weather, introducing yourself at a networking event. Practice both sides of the conversation.
So by day 30, I'm doing shadowing, thinking in English, mirror talk, recording, storytelling, and conversation practice?
Yes, but remember, each practice is short. You're not spending hours, you're spending 15 to 20 minutes of focused practice daily, plus the thinking in English, which happens naturally throughout your day. This is sustainable. This is something you can actually maintain.
And after 30 days, what will happen? Will I be fluent?
Fluency is a journey, not a destination, but after 30 days of consistent practice, you will absolutely notice significant improvement. You'll feel more confident. Words will come to you more quickly. You hesitate less. You'll make fewer translation errors. And most importantly, you'll believe in yourself.
I'm really excited to start this.
I can hear it in your voice, and that excitement is going to carry you through the challenging moments. Now, let me share some important reminders for your journey. First reminder, be patient with yourself. Language learning is not linear. Some days you'll feel amazing, like you're making huge progress. Other days you'll feel like you've forgotten everything. This is normal. This is part of the process. Don't give up on the hard days.
What should I do when I feel discouraged?
Remember why you started. Remember your goals. Look back at your recordings from week 1 and hear how much you've improved. Talk to yourself kindly like you would talk to a friend. Say, "This is hard right now, but I'm not giving up. Tomorrow I'll feel better."
That's good advice.
Second reminder, celebrate every small victory. You spoke a full sentence without hesitating? Celebrate. You had a short conversation with someone in English? Celebrate. You understood a joke in English? Celebrate. These victories matter. They're building your confidence one brick at a time.
I think I need to get better at celebrating my wins. I usually just move on to the next thing.
Most people do, but celebrating creates positive associations with English. Your brain starts to think, English makes me happy, instead of English makes me stressed. That's powerful.
I love that.
Third reminder, find your community. Learning English alone is hard. Find other learners, online or in person. Join English conversation groups. Find language exchange partners. Connect with people who are on the same journey. They'll understand your struggles and celebrate your successes.
Where can I find these communities?
There are so many options. Online platforms like language exchange apps, social media groups for English learners, local conversation clubs at libraries or community centers. The point is, you don't have to do this alone.
That makes me feel less isolated.
You're never alone in this. Millions of people around the world are learning English right now, facing the same challenges you are. You're part of a global community. Fourth and final reminder, believe in yourself. This is the most important one. You are capable of speaking English fluently. You have everything you need inside you right now. The vocabulary, the grammar, the ability, it's all there. You just need to practice bringing it out. And every time you practice, you're getting closer to the fluent speaker you want to become.
Me, I have to say, when I started this podcast, I didn't really believe I could do it. I hoped I could, but I wasn't sure. Now, I actually believe I can. Like, really believe it.
Mia, that transformation right there, that's what this is all about. Belief changes everything. When you believe you can do something, you show up differently. You try harder. You persist longer. You succeed. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. This has been life-changing for me.
And listeners, I hope it's been life-changing for you too. You've spent the last hour with us learning not just techniques, but a new way of approaching English, a way that's brave, patient, and focused on progress rather than perfection.
What should listeners do right after this podcast ends?
Great question. Here's what I want you to do. First, take a deep breath and acknowledge yourself for spending an hour investing in your English skills. That's a big commitment. Second, choose one technique we discussed today and do it right now. Maybe shadow one sentence. Maybe describe your surroundings in English. Maybe record yourself speaking for 30 seconds. Just one small action. Third, write down your 30-day practice plan and put it somewhere you'll see it every day. Your bathroom mirror, your phone wallpaper, your desk. Make it visible. Fourth, say this affirmation out loud right now. I am capable of speaking English fluently. I am brave. I am patient with myself, and I will practice every single day. Did you say it? If you did, you've already taken the first step toward transformation.
I said it, and I feel powerful.
You are powerful. You have the power to change your life through language. Never forget that. Now, before we say goodbye, I want to share one final story. I had a student once. Let's call her Maria. When Maria first came to me, she was so terrified of speaking English that she would literally shake when she tried to talk. She could read and write beautifully, but speaking, it paralyzed her.
What happened to her?
Maria committed to practicing every single day using the techniques we discussed today. She shadowed, she thought in English, she talked to herself, she recorded her progress, and slowly, day by day, her confidence grew. 6 months later, Maria gave a presentation in English at her workplace. She told me afterward that she was nervous, but she didn't shake. She spoke clearly, confidently, and successfully. She said it was one of the proudest moments of her life.
That's amazing.
And here's what I want you to understand. Maria was not special. She was not gifted. She was just consistent. She showed up every day and practiced. And that consistency transformed her. You can do the same thing. You will do the same thing.
I will. I'm going to be like Maria.
You already are. You showed up today. You participated. You practiced. You're on your way. All right, let's end with one final affirmation together. Mia and I will say it, and I want every single listener to say it out loud with us. Ready? Here we go. I understand English,
and now I'm learning to speak it. Every day, I practice. Every day, I improve. I am not afraid of mistakes. I am proud of my progress. I am brave, I am capable, and I will achieve my goals. My voice matters. I deserve to be heard. I am an English speaker.
Beautiful. How do you feel, Mia? I feel hopeful. Excited? Ready. Thank you so much, Alex. This has been incredible.
Thank you for being here and being so open and brave. You've inspired me and everyone listening.
And listeners, we believe in you. You can do this.
Absolutely. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're here with you. And every English speaker you admire was once exactly where you are now. They felt the same fears, the same doubts, but they kept going. And so will you.
Before we finish, Alex, can we tell listeners where they can find more resources?
Of course. Listeners, if you want more English learning content, conversation practice, and motivational support, subscribe to this podcast. Leave us a review and tell us how you're doing with your English journey. Connect with other learners in our online community. And most importantly, start practicing today. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start right now.
And remember, progress over perfection.
Always. All right, everyone, this has been You Understand English but Can't Speak It. Let's fix that. I'm Alex.
And I'm Mia.
Thank you for spending this hour with us. Thank you for your courage and commitment to improving your English. Thank you for believing in yourself, even when it's hard.
We can't wait to hear about your progress. Keep practicing, stay brave, and never give up on yourself.
Until next time, keep speaking, keep learning, and keep shining. You've got this.
You really do. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye and happy speaking. Remember, listeners, every expert was once a beginner. Every fluent speaker once struggled with their first words. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. The ones who succeed never gave up. They practiced when they didn't feel like it. They spoke even when they were scared. They believed in themselves when no one else did. You have that same strength inside you. Trust yourself. Trust the process. And most importantly, trust that you are exactly where you need to be right now. Your journey to English fluency starts today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. So take a deep breath, smile at yourself in the mirror, and say your first English sentence of the day. I believe in you. We believe in you. Now go believe in yourself. This is Alex signing off. See you next time.